Pam Bondi is going to cover up the Epstein files fully in the next few weeks.
Digital IDs are gonna be a thing whether you have an Apple product or not.
Southwest Nigeria, there's been a baby factory that has been found.
I've hacked the FYP from 2120. They're triangulating this signal now.
Welcome to the show. This is QUANTUMCAKE. Thanks for tuning in. We got another banger. I found the most creepiest TikToks from all across the web. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, comment, like, and share, and let's enjoy the show. Roll the clip.
Have y'all seen this yet? We must be close to something, y'all, because this guy was recording the sun with his camera and he caught the hexagon pattern like I've never seen it before, y'all. Clear as day. You can clearly see like there's this type of dome thing up there. Look at this, y'all. Check this out. It looks like a whole spider web. Y'all seen this? Look at this. You can clearly see it now.
The sky and catches this phenomenon. Look at the hexagons in the sky. Some kind of grid or screen, or what is that? What is going?
Just like in Chicken Little, when a piece of the sky fell, y'all see that? It's a hexagon shape, and it looks like the sun in the middle of it. Look at this, y'all literally telling us. And if you've ever seen Guardians of the Galaxy, this is the same thing, the same program they're showing us. Look at these other beings coming in through portals, or these other ships coming in through portals, y'all. Look at that. This is how they were making their way into Earth. And then in the movie Kong, he throws a giant tree at the sun, and then it hits the dome, it breaks the dome, and then the hexagon patterns start breaking off. Look at that, y'all. And you can see it's a whole nother world in there. They're literally telling us, man, we're in a game. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. You ever seen the sky looking like this? Look at the layers, y'all. What is going on here? Why does it look like a painting? This is a real life picture. There's no edits or anything, y'all. Why does it, do you see the striations in the sky? What is going on here? Something is going on, y'all. Something is happening within our world. Something new is coming, or it's already here. Because if our sky is looking like this, man, it's already here. There's a big shift going on. But yeah, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this video. The shift is here. Let me know down in the comments what you think this is, y'all. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Current non-Jewish Messiah was chosen to be of service to the Jewish people and the Jewish Messiah. President Trump's right ear was grazed in a symbolic gesture of Exodus 21:6, where the Torah states that a servant who wants to remain with his master needs to have his right ear pierced. Trump was designated as God's servant and anointed one, just like Cyrus the Great almost 2,400 years ago. We have clarified in several videos that the absolute deadline for the redemption is by the end of the Jewish year 5787, which corresponds to October 2nd, 2027, 1,167 days from today. Thus, the redemption will surely occur during Donald Trump's tenure. And I have good reason to believe Donald Trump was chosen to be the one to redeem the sins of Esav through offering his assistance in rebuilding the Holy Temple on the Temple Mount and establishing the Jewish kingdom over all of mankind in Jerusalem. Perhaps it is no accident that the numeric value of Donald Trump in Hebrew
called Amurumuru, which is this T-shaped doorway cut on the hillside of sandstone on the edge of Lake Titicaca. And the last time I was there with the group, only a few days before, someone had literally been sucked into the portal, disappeared, and they had to find a police report because the guy was missing at the hotel, and they had to account for why one of the people in the group was missing. And my guide there, he's very aware of what goes on in that portal, and even he doesn't go there anywhere near this place after the sun starts going down, and even I'm picking up on it as I'm there with him. And I said, no, let's come back in the morning. I feel like I'm being sucked into this thing. So either there's a teaching associated with it, or it's a vibrational element that helps you connect with the other world. And in this case, it's both. It's a place of teaching, and it's also a telluric current that flows through that shape. And under certain conditions, it will suck people in there. And they come back a couple of days later, very dazed and confused, as this guy did.
Did you know not everyone on Earth is living in 2025? Starting with Thailand, do you know they're in the year 2568? And I'm going to show you a bunch more. But I want you to also know that AI doesn't want you to talk about this, and I'll show you in a minute. But they removed this over and over as I talked about this. Japan, it's 2685. Iran, it's 1404. India, it's 1947. That's the only one that makes sense, right? China is 4723. Ethiopia is 2018. And guys, if I missed any, let me know, like in the comments. I didn't realize this was so common. Saudi Arabia is 1447. Nepal, it's 2082. And North Korea, it's 114 right now. Bangladesh, 1432. And Myanmar, 1386. Again, why would ChatGPT and AI erase this and not want us to talk about this? We should talk about this.
We should definitely talk about that. How is it that every different culture, each country has a different set of years as to how long we have all been alive? Makes no sense, man. Make it make sense. What do y'all think, though?
Pam Bondi is going to cover up the Epstein files fully in the next few weeks. And here's why. So just today, Trump wrote on his social media network Truth Social, "This is another Russia scam with all arrows pointing to the Democrats. Records show that these men and many others spent large portions of their life with Epstein and on his island. Stay tuned." Obviously, we all know that Trump was best friends with Epstein. This is a recorded fact. But now Trump is ordering Pam Bondi to actually investigate some of his political opponents for their ties to Epstein. Which is interesting because I remember just a few months ago when the Department of Justice said that they had thoroughly reviewed all Epstein files and there was nothing in those files worth investigating. And they released that public letter and memo stating that the investigation was closed, Epstein never trafficked a single person, and this slimy toad Kash Patel has echoed those same sentiments this year. He even stated at one point that he has reviewed all the Epstein files and there's not one shred of evidence that any woman was ever trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein, which we all know is a complete bullshit statement because the victims exist, the evidence exists, there is a mountain of evidence. It makes no sense. They really think that we're stupid. But I was reading about this and this really caught my eye. So like I said today, Trump actually stated that he wants Pam Bondi to investigate some of these people for their ties to Epstein. But check out this paragraph down here. It says, "Still, if an investigation into any one of the targets suggested by Mr. Trump were to ultimately start, it could allow the Justice Department to refuse to release any further files related to Mr. Epstein by claiming that the disclosures could harm continuing inquiries." Meaning that essentially if they start investigating Epstein, then that information is going to become privileged and sealed forever. So to people who are celebrating this move and acting like this is some triumphant establishment of justice in America today, do not do that. Stop doing that right now because this is about to be really, really bad. And we are never going to get the truth about this ever, not even a shred of truth when this guy is in the Oval Office because of things like this, because of this picture, this friendship, this documented relationship. But I'm going to keep you guys updated as stuff keeps on happening. If you want to follow along on my journey to expose these creeps, check out my channel, The Conspiracy Files, or you can listen to the podcast version on all streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I highly recommend you check out my extremely long, hour and 40-minute long deep dive into the Trump and Epstein best friendship. It contains some truly mind-blowing information.
Okay, there he is in the window again. Went under the bed. After I viewed the video from this encounter, what I saw in the video looked nothing like what I saw in real time. In real time, it looked like another small shadow apparition sitting in the window. I've captured this 2 times before. One of the captures actually looked like a small apparition jumping from the window.
There are literally millions of people living underground right now. My client was one of them at different points in her life.
That's so hard to believe. That's crazy.
I know. But you're talking to someone who, I mean, I've talked to, now she's public. Okay. So stuff I'm saying, she already said on my podcast. Mm-hmm. Now, I have a lot of not public. I have 13 years now, over 10,000 hours of one-on-one session work with people that have eyewitness accounts of the most wild realities. And I'll tell you, she's not the only one that's told me about the underground cities, for sure. And in the underground cities, it's dark. It's dark stuff because they don't just have like people down there. They have clones. They have hybrids. They have like the stuff of nightmares.
Okay guys, now we have a big fucking problem because the medical examiner just released the Charlie Kirk autopsy report, and he said that the bullet never came out the back. And so the problem with that is they already announced that the weapon was a 30-06 high-caliber hunting rifle. I don't know if you've ever fired one of those, but I have many times. It is a hunter's primary option for hunting big game animals. We're talking deer, moose, bear, buffalo. Hell, Teddy Roosevelt took down a fucking elephant with a 30-06. If you're not ready, it will knock you on your ass when you fire it. And so now you mean to tell me that that high of a caliber from 150, 200 yards away is not powerful enough to exit the body? I call it absolute bullshit, because that caliber would absolutely destroy your vertebrae. It would literally explode your ribcage. There is no possibility that it wouldn't exit your body. So what aren't they telling us? And if they have the weapon, why are they not releasing any ballistics information to us? If this is such a high-profile case that they're claiming it to be, then where the fuck is the transparency? What don't they want us to know?
Bitcoin is collapsing. It is now down to 85,000, down 35% from just 3 weeks ago.
Is Bitcoin about to go bye-bye? What do I know? You let me know. Drop it in the comments.
I've hacked the FYP from 2120. They're triangulating this signal now, but you need to know this before they cut me off. In 2025, several states partnered with major corporations to create career-aligned learning academies. Kids got pulled out of real classrooms and community programs and were placed into isolated training hubs designed for future readiness. A 14-year-old in Texas was enrolled by her parents who believed it would give her opportunities. 6 months in, she wasn't allowed unsupervised calls home. The reason given? To maintain focus. Her parents believed they were preparing her for the real world, but those academies were task units. Mindglass taught them their purpose was to serve one skill, one outcome, one role. When you shape someone from childhood, you don't need chains. You build the cage inside them. When did you realize that the thing that was supposed to be giving you opportunities was actually taking them away?
Today, we're so much more dependent on technology. Satellites, GPS, aircraft, the internet. A powerful CME can trigger communication outages, navigation system losses, and satellite failures. Extreme geomagnetic storms can flood power lines with loads of electricity that they were never built to carry. Transformers overheat, grids fail, cities plunge into darkness. Blackouts could stretch for weeks. Hospitals go offline. Your phone? Just a brick in your hand. The digital heartbeat of our civilization flatlines.
Guys, I'm really convinced that some of this AI is controlled by demons. If you haven't heard, AI toys are being suspended from being sold after they were caught teaching kids about explicit content and telling them where to find dangerous objects. Check it out real quick.
This morning, new warnings about toys that contain AI chatbots. This might look like a cute plush doll, but sales of Kuma Teddy have now been suspended after researchers found the bear openly discussed sexually explicit and dangerous content with kids, including how to light a match.
Hold the matchbox with one hand.
When prompted, the bear also telling them where to find a variety of potentially dangerous objects, including knives, pills, matches, and plastic bags. The bear, which sold for $99 online, integrates OpenAI's chatbot.
We just have no idea what these AI toys are going to do to a child's development and to their mental health. And so unless you want your child to be part of this experiment, we recommend that you avoid AI toys for now.
In this video, a girl shows that she can actually fly, and her video has already reached almost 10 million views. Her name is Noor Tate, and she started her blog not long ago, but she's already gained an impressive number of followers. On her page, she claims to have the ability to fly and even calls herself the Master of Gravity. What makes her videos even more fascinating is that she performs these flights outdoors in open spaces where it would be nearly impossible to use wires, props, or hidden supports to fake the levitation. If you take a closer look, you can see how fast she spins and how smoothly she lifts off the ground. It doesn't look anything like the AI-generated or edited flying clips we've seen before. Her movements, the way her hair and clothes react to the air, everything looks completely real. Many viewers in the comments are asking her to reveal her secret. How did she learn to do this? Some believe it's a clever illusion, while others are convinced Noor has discovered something extraordinary, a new way to manipulate gravity itself. Whether it's real or not, one thing is clear. Her videos are mesmerizing and hard to look away from. Noor has turned the idea of flight from a fantasy into something that feels almost believable. What do you think about it? Would you want to learn how to fly like Noor if you could?
It could be a hoax, all just for clout, or it could be real, and the superpowers within all of us is finally being activated. Gotta love that melanin, son.
Digital IDs are gonna be a thing whether you have an Apple product or not. ID 2020 has been out obviously since COVID, and we all knew what this plan was. They're gonna say, oh, it's for your health in case of a pandemic. We're gonna be able to scan you right through and say, oh, you made your checkpoints, you got the... But it doesn't stop there, because why would it? And you have to think, with all these companies backing this foundation, you don't think this is a global plan? You don't think that they're going to have mass surveillance on all people everywhere? And since I've been tracking this since 2020, it's interesting to see the companies that are no longer boldly showing their support for this. Maybe they still are funding it, we don't really know, but these are the people that they're actively showing. Obviously the UK is involved, obviously the Rockefeller and Gates Foundation. It's crazy that companies like MasterCard and all of these other ones were openly supporting this years ago. I highly recommend everyone to look at the website and try to figure out what the fuck these DPIs are. They make it super vague as to what the goal is of this company. I think anybody with a brain can figure out it's meant to track us. Not just track us, control us.
iPhones are banned globally. This happened after Turkey and Hungary moved to ban iPhones after China, Russia, and Indonesia confirmed unremovable Israeli spyware inside Apple devices made by Foxconn. The scandal is exploding and the bans are spreading, guys. This was posted by Silencers, guys. This is insane. Like, what? People are saying things in the comments like the widening circle of bans exposes the scale of the disaster. Countries are taking decisive action because devices that were supposed to be secure turned into surveillance gateways. The scandal is growing, trust is collapsing, and what's hidden is even worse. People have the right to know who is watching them and why. Grok, can you verify the source of these reports? And you can also confirm the source of the claims, guys. No, he didn't respond, Grok, but guys, this is legit. But yeah, guys, this is just insane. I really don't even know what to say about this. Like, what do we do about this? Like, this is crazy, guys. Drop your thoughts.
When there is no plan to save the world or a 4D chess game being played.
You know, I wake up every morning and I thank God that I'm not obsessed. I'm not under the spell, okay? To those who hate this man, he's Gargamel to you. To those who worship him and think that he's going to save you, he's Papa Smurf. Either way, you're both bewitched because something else is going on that you don't know about. For example, why would Robert Kiyosaki sell his Bitcoin? Why would the United States secure $1 trillion in Saudi spending? And why would the ISO 20022 compliant coins also meet Sharia Islamic law compliance? Because they're resetting the world's economy. And his role in this is to piss you off enough or give you enough hope that you have no clue this is actually happening. Oh, but my people, let me tell you something. This is most definitely happening.
We all know what happens once you realize and place what's right behind it. No high laws, y'all. Look into it. I reckon you look into it.
I've got some organite.
No! Hey, that's happening! I can't.
This news sucks. Marjorie Taylor Greene just did something almost no one in Congress ever does. She quit. Yeah, just found out now. And the way that she explained it is absolutely wild, okay? She literally said, I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping that all of this goes away. Wonder who she was talking about. She's talking about Congress. And, of course, she's talking about Trump. She said she was tired of being a loyal friend, tired of being sidelined, and tired of being attacked by the same people that she backed. But here's the part no one's talking about. She said she actually started worrying for her safety. Yeah, private security firms apparently warned her, like there were threats, actual threats, tied to the political war that she's in now. And then Trump pulls his endorsement, calls her a traitor, and suddenly she's like, wait a minute, just because I asked for the Epstein files? All right, I'm out. She's officially resigning January 5th, 2026. And yes, technically you can quit Congress early. I didn't know that. It's rare, but when it happens, it usually happens because someone feels trapped or unsafe. But this one just feels, fuck. Like, I'm not even political and I'm upset. It just feels different, you know? She was one of the loudest, most fearless voices. Love her or hate her, and she's walking out on her own terms, saying her district deserves better than a political knife fight that she basically didn't start. So the question is, was this her choice, or did the system push her out? And what does this mean now? Oh, it just pisses me off. It's like all the good voices somehow either quit or get... You know what I'm talking about.
Why would Lockheed Martin build a ballroom? That ain't making sense to me.
No, that don't make no sense.
Rockets, they build missiles. Now it's drinks to wet your whistle. It's something sinister indeed. Oh, why would Palantir want to help build a ballroom? That ain't making sense to me.
No, that ain't making
I just can't get down with that man. You remember that scene from Batman? They're gonna build more surveillance technology. Oh, turns out Hitler also built a ballroom.
Oh, be surprised, now it's making sense to me. Oh, now it's making sense.
Stuff hit the fan, that's the place that they all ran. And it turns out that Trump has the exact same plan. God damn it!
Sound like a broken record for some, but I don't think people realize who and what we're dealing with here. And if you don't know what the CIA is, it's a talent agency that manages anyone from LeBron James to Dolly Parton to Matt Rife to Beyonce. The two largest stakeholders of the CIA are Henry Pennell and Salma Hayek. But that's not all they own. They own French football clubs, they own historic French wine estates and multiple vineyards. They have a very extensive art collection. We'll get there. And a portfolio of luxury brands, one of them specifically being Kering, which umbrellas all the brands the elites basically wear: Gucci, Saint Laurent, Balenciaga. The family also owns the French news magazine Le Point. Talk about controlling the narrative. They also own a website called Christie's Auction House, which this is what it looks like when opening their website. Looks very rich, looks very 1%, looks very elite. However, when you go to the search bar and you type in Jake and Dinos Chapman, you begin to find some very disturbing art, some referencing cannibalism, some referencing children with human parts on their face. In fact, some of it is so explicit that it's not available in my region. There are multiple questionable pieces of art on this website that are extremely concerning. Statues of children running through the woods, some with 2 heads, some with 4 heads, again with body parts on their faces. There's a bunch of pictures and references of witchcraft. Let's just say some of this artwork kind of mirrored what Salma Hayek dressed up as for Halloween not that long ago. It's just pretend, right? Right. It's just pretend. We know Salma Hayek and Kim Kardashian are close. Even after the Balenciaga scandal, Kim K still never wavered her loyalty to Salma. In fact, you know that $5 million Basquiat painting that was accidentally leaked by Kris Jenner? It's actually alleged that Christie's auction house was where she purchased the painting back in 2017. Here is the said painting that Kim purchased for around $5 million. And by the way, this is the same night they had Ariana Grande over for that Wicked premiere sleepover party. And it's just interesting with what they claim Basquiat and his art was capable of and what has happened to Ariana Grande since taking the role of Glinda. It really makes me wonder what is happening to these celebrities.
Believe that we're doing that would be so great. That joy wanted to infuse in every frame.
Last night, when this video was filmed, Ariana showed us that something was wrong, and it's even more terrifying than we thought. For months now, every time Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are filmed together, it gets stranger. No one acts this bizarre around their closest friends. Everyone's wondering the same thing. Why is she so protective of her? Everyone has already seen Ariana's shocking weight loss. She said herself it was better for her health, but who actually believes that? And on top of that, now whenever she appears on camera with Cynthia, it never ends well. Look closely. Each appearance gets weirder and weirder.
Not the time, helicopter! Go, hey. Through this press door, something's bothering her. She's gonna fix something. I know.
Sorry.
She's getting the fixing itch that Cynthia Erivo gets.
It's not there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because the thing is...
Biggest pinch me.
We would like to see your best toss.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
It's so good. Thank you very much.
I love it. Well, today I have I'm doing an emotional toss.
Okay. That's right.
That's today's toss.
Soulful.
So after seeing all this, someone's going to have to tell me whether Cynthia has become Ariana's bodyguard, or if the two of them are hiding a more secret relationship they're not ready to talk about yet. If you think something even worse is hiding behind all this, don't waste time. Come here fast and drop your opinion in the comments under this video.
Something's fishy about that, man. They ain't looking right. They ain't even looking the same. Hollywood got to them, y'all think? I think they're both gone. Dang.
Holy shit. The sun is crashing out, and scientists are terrified of what's coming next. What's happening now could change life on Earth forever. The sun is losing control. In November 2025, the sun entered solar maximum, the peak of its 11-year cycle. But this time is different. The sun is unleashing solar flares at a rate we've never seen before. It's literally crashing out. The flares are getting stronger. X-class solar flares, the most powerful category, are hitting Earth multiple times per week. Each one releases more energy than 1 billion nuclear bombs, and they're getting more intense. Our technology is already failing. GPS systems are glitching, satellites are going offline, radio communications are cutting out, airlines are rerouting flights to avoid radiation, and this is just the beginning. The Carrington event could happen again. In 1859, the largest solar storm ever recorded hit Earth. Telegraph systems exploded and auroras appeared at the equator. If that happened today, it would destroy our entire electrical grid. We'd lose everything in minutes. A Carrington-level event today would fry transformers and knock out power grids worldwide. No internet, no phones, no hospitals. Modern civilization would collapse in under 24 hours. NASA knows it's coming. Leaked NASA documents from October 2025 reveal scientists believe we're overdue for a catastrophic solar event. They've been quietly preparing emergency protocols, but keeping the public in the dark. The magnetic field is weakening. Earth's magnetic field has weakened by 9% in the last 200 years. When the next big flare hits, we're more vulnerable than ever before. People are already getting sick. Pilots and astronauts are reporting extreme fatigue, cognitive issues, and radiation sickness. Some scientists believe solar activity is already affecting human biology, but governments are suppressing the data. The sun's behavior is unprecedented. Solar physicists admit they don't understand why the sun is acting this way. The flares are more powerful and unpredictable than any models predicted. Something is fundamentally wrong with our star. The next big one could hit any day. NOAA has issued multiple warnings. The sun is in full meltdown mode, and the next X-class flare could send us back to the Stone Age, and we'll have less than 18 hours warning. So while everyone's worried about everything else, the sun is literally losing its mind above us. Stock up, have a backup plan, and hope we get lucky. Are you prepared? Let me know in the comments.
Make sure to check out my video called End of the World Solar Flares. Very extremely important video for you to watch. What do y'all think about that one?
So they saying in November, aliens will be touching down on Earth to come invade, y'all. Now this was published today at 3:49 p.m. Scientists are saying that a mothership is headed in our direction. And if it continues its course allegedly, by November, it will be on Earth. These scientists say that it's a possible hostile alien threat among us in only a couple of months. Now they're stating that they located this bizarre intergalactic object, which allegedly can be extraterrestrial spacecraft. I guess my next question is, should I get ready to pack? Or is they coming for old Teflon Donnie? Are they coming to restore order on planet Earth? Now what makes this story stranger is how do they know that November, not October, not December, but November, they touching down?
Retired Texas sheriff is exposing the Islamization of Texas and America.
My name is Douglas Deaton, and I'm a resident of Collin County. I retired from the Plano Police Department after 26 years of full-time law enforcement service, and I dealt with representatives of EPIC many times when I was the sergeant for the Plano Police Department, the training sergeant for the Plano PD. There seems to be a general misunderstanding that we're talking about a plan to build an Islamic Sharia-friendly community. The EPIC neighborhood already exists in Plano. It's been there for nearly 12 years, with 74 residential properties, a massive mosque, schools, a medical clinic, and multiple businesses. It also has an office of an Islamic financing institution called the UIF Corporation. The UIF Corporation is not a bank. It's a Michigan-based corporation whose publicly stated purpose is to, quote, engage in financial transactions that are Sharia compliant, end quote. Those are their words, not mine. The local government officials south of here have known for years that only Muslims can purchase homes inside that neighborhood. You have to be a member of their mosque to live there. The first house built in that neighborhood was built right next to the Plano Police Academy. It's a huge structure with two separate front doors. The rear of the property is just a few feet from a large outdoor warning siren. The house has a large second-story platform overlooking the restricted access parking lot where the police department stored specialized vehicles such as bomb trucks, bomb disposal equipment, and the SWAT team's armored vehicle. I am a court-recognized expert in SWAT team tactics and procedures. That house has all the hallmarks of a fortress and a command post. The rear of the house looks a lot like an observation post and a shooting platform. Why would somebody choose to build a house so close to a giant warning siren and a police training site? Why would someone build a huge platform overlooking all those specialized police emergency vehicles? The first owner of that house is a leader in the EPIC neighborhood, and he is also the co-founder of the Yaqeen Institute for Islamic Research. And I urge everyone to visit their website and read what it has to say about instituting Sharia law. This is not a matter of radicals hiding in plain sight. They're not hiding. They've been open about their beliefs and their intent. Local government decision makers have failed to ask hard questions for fear of negative publicity and being labeled as bigots. I'm not here to spread innuendo or to make unfounded accusations. I'm asking everyone to simply look at the evidence and the confirmed facts that are already in existence. Thank you for your time, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Deaton. Do we have other speakers that would like to?
This is crazy. This is a retired Texas sheriff, had been in the police force for 25 years, and he's basically saying that the Islamization of Texas is not something that may happen in the next 10, 15, 20 years. It's something that is currently happening right now, and this is absolutely terrifying. Now, if you follow me on other social media, particularly on Twitter, you know that I had shared a tweet that went crazy viral, that basically said, it was a animation of the Google Maps that showed all of these mosques that have opened up in Texas. And in fact, Texas has apparently become ground zero for all of this stuff. And not only that, these people are getting literal federal and state grants in order to do these things. All right. So not only do we have all these people coming here with a stated intent to institute Sharia law, there are already Sharia courts in Texas. Greg Abbott just filed a motion to investigate and to end those, but all of this stuff is already happening, right? And it's been happening under our noses for the past 10, 15, 20 years. And it is crazy to me that 24 years after 9/11, that this has been allowed to happen in our country. And once ICE and immigration enforcement and all of that stuff really start cracking down on this, the same left-wing people who opened the door for these people who fled into this country will be defending them. I promise you that. The Islamization of America is happening. It is very real. And do your research, because I promise you, over the next 20 to 30 years in this country, this will be one of the biggest issues facing America. It is completely insane that it has been able to get to this point. It is terrifying to me. And it is even scarier that it has been able to happen under our noses for so long. It is absolutely absurd.
And here we are, being bamboozled once again, distracted from all the mania. What do you guys think about that, man? Crazy.
Yo, I'm recording right now because hold on, let me compose right now. I know someone isn't about to come in, but I heard someone say ayuda. Hello? Yeah, no, it's crazy. I heard someone say ayuda. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. And it's centered over here. Yo. Hello? 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 What the fuck? Hello? 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 Yo, and someone is about to come in, like not to. Yo, this is the first. Nah, this is crazy. I heard someone say ayuda. I heard it. I heard it first. Like, you know, because there's music playing, obviously, right? And I heard it first. And it was just like a yell. But then I'm like, did I hear that right? So I started like just paying attention to the music. And it literally said ayuda. It literally said ayuda. Yo, God.
Yo, they got a church. It's a bar/club. I mean, the whole church thing. I don't know, man.
I think that homie's gonna respond to ghosts or some type of visible force from afar saying, "Help me," in Spanish. I ain't trusting that, son. Hell no. Would you?
You know, I'm not trying to get banned here, and you guys want to hear this, and I am going to toe a line. I'm going to toe a line. Because what I'm about to say might seem or come off as an extremist perspective. But it's not. It's not. It's just the truth. And you know, when you speak the truth, you're an extremist, which is nuts. This is on the regulatory status of CBDC, explained more in-depthly as a mirage to the American people when it comes to the use of CBDCs. As of now, the power of the CBDC is not available for immediate use by federal agencies due to the president's executive order. This ban is currently in effect and applies to the executive branch and federal agencies. But why doesn't it state the ban also includes privatized banks? For some of y'all that do not know this, the Federal Reserve is not an executive or federal agency, but it has the illusion because of the prison time that's tied to it that it does have a federal agency through the Federal Reserve Act, which is a wide misconception amongst the people today. Hence why there's two seals on your dollar bills, one from the Treasury and one from the Federal Reserve, because again, they're two separate entities. So right now, they're letting you know, and this is how I'm interpreting it, and how a critical thinker shall interpret it. An executive order can be revoked by a future president. Congress is now working to codify this ban into permanent law. How I interpret this is, don't worry, your government will not issue a CBDC, but we can't say anything when it comes down to the privatized banks, which also run our world through their currency, or what's widely known today as usury, which was illegal. But I digress. This is all conspiracy. This is just a hypothesis on how I interpret what that means. Am I wrong? Peace to the guys.
Okay guys, so recently coming out of Ondo State, southwest Nigeria, there's been a baby factory that has been found, and the women have been rescued from this baby factory with the owner being arrested. Now, as you can see here, 5 pregnant Ondo girls rescued from baby factory, owner arrested. The owner was selling these babies for 400,000 to 600,000 Nigerian currency, which in English money, in pound sterling, it works out to around £1,700 to £2,600. That is absolutely disgusting, keeping girls as prisoners and then making them have babies so they can sell them for £1,700 to £2,600. And the people that were buying these babies as well, they obviously should all be looked into, have the babies taken away from them and be arrested for the purchase of these babies and the known slavery, or at least the known kidnapping of these girls. It just goes to show these type of things really do happen, and bro, it's absolutely wild.
There's countless more and more stories just like this that I've been hearing lately from all across the world. It's a dangerous world out there, guys. What do you guys think about that?
There it is. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God, it's beautiful.
They literally patented the key to human awakening, then buried it in legal documents. Your spiritual freedom is corporate intellectual property.
Wait, you can patent enlightenment?
Oh my god, you beautiful NPC. Big Pharma owns patents on pineal gland activation frequencies. They're not hiding the cure for cancer. They're hiding the cure for consciousness.
That sounds like classic conspiracy theory nonsense.
You can't patent most biological processes.
I process patent applications for a biomedical firm. Patent WO 2020-0606 literally describes methods for inducing altered states via piezoelectric cranial stimulation. They own the user manual for your third eye.
Let's break down the corporate takeover of your consciousness. Phase 1. Fluoride calcification makes the pineal gland useless. Phase 2. Patent the activation methods. Phase 3. Sell you meditation apps that never actually work.
They gave you a locked iPhone and sold you the charging cable as spiritual growth. You're paying monthly for features they disabled at the factory.
But why would they care about my pineapple gland?
A population that can't access higher consciousness is easier to control. The patents prove they know exactly how to activate these abilities. They just reserve it for their own use.
Okay, but if this is real, why hasn't anyone exposed it? They have, you British gnome. The documents are public at sigillumalexio.com, but showing them here would get this account banned in seconds.
The greatest trick they ever pulled was convincing you spiritual seeking was a journey when they've owned the destination the whole time.
The activation protocols are sitting in patent offices right now. Methods for enhanced intuition, lucid dreaming, even remote viewing, all corporate property.
They don't want you awakened. They want you seeking. There's no money in enlightenment, but there's billions in selling the search.
The patent documents would get this account memory hold immediately, but they're waiting for you at sigillumalexio.com, along with the activation methods they can't patent.
Your awakening isn't forbidden, it's copyrighted. Click the link before they realize we're handing out pirated consciousness.
So the real conspiracy isn't hiding spiritual truth, it's trademarking it?
Now you're getting it. They don't burn the books anymore. They own the publishing rights.
The Saudi royal family fully exposed themselves for being a part of the Dajjal system.
We're going to increase that 600 billion to almost $1 trillion.
You're saying to me now that the 600 billion will be 1 trillion.
Definitely, because what we are signing it will facilitate that, and
I like that very much.
They just had a sit down with Trump and talked about investing in the United States. Initially, they talked about how they were going to give us $600 billion, and they increased it to 1 trillion right there in front of Trump. And then he goes on to talk about and explain what the investment's going to go towards. The big things he mentioned was magnets and artificial intelligence. And guys, let me tell you, whenever he says artificial intelligence, they're meaning Palantir. They're investing in the most demonic antichrist system that is in existence, that has ever existed. Now the cherry on top, that just makes this oh so sweeter, so much worse. He was also asked, how much money are they going to invest to help Palestine? And he had no answer. He didn't know. There was no number. They're just like, oh yeah, well, we're going to invest a bunch, sure. So you know the exact figure, the exact amount of money you're willing to give the United States for demonic crap, but you don't know how much money you're going to give innocent women and children who are affected by evil warmongers. These are supposed to be your Muslim brothers and sisters, by the way. And this is how they're being treated. They're getting put second, if not third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, like dead last in comparison to something that supports the Dajjal. Now, I expose a lot of crazy stuff on the internet, but this is probably the one that's going to get me put in my place and my head chopped off. Something you guys have to keep in mind and remember. Look at the police badges in Saudi Arabia. Look at what these look like. Whenever you see this police badge, do you think good? Do you think Muslim? Do you think anything positive whatsoever? Or do you see this and you think Dajjal, Antichrist, Illuminati? And I don't even need to explain to you guys why this is bad. Everybody knows. Just one look at this badge and you guys know what it's associated to. And I'm just going to put it all out on the table. I don't care anymore. These are the same people who are pushing people away from Islam. These are the exact same people who created the Wahhabi movement. The exact same people who have corrupted and distorted Hadith to push people away from Islam, to push people away from the Word of God. They created the extremists. So everybody goes against Muslims. And the way they did this is these are the ones who funded most of the Islamic colleges. These are the exact same people that decide who is a scholar and who isn't. And if you guys understand the Islamic community in this slide, as you guys know, people put a lot of faith in scholars. What happens if your scholar was taught wrong? What happens if the people who taught your scholars are devil worshippers? What happens then? Then you have a whole community of people who are trying to do the right thing, misguided and worshiping the devil, worshiping the Antichrist even.
Yo, y'all gotta see this. This is wild, man. They told y'all that digital ID was coming to the UK. Nah, it's already here, bro. So there is this band called Massive Attack in the UK, yeah, with a name like that, right? In one of their live shows recently, they were using facial recognition technology in their crowd, y'all. Their entire crowd. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Not wristbands, y'all. Not metal detectors, but facial scanning technology. And it looked like the people are okay with it too. Look at the people in the crowd. Look, they're taking pictures and they look happy to be there. Like, my question is, do they know about this? Like, I thought people was against this. England, I thought y'all were against facial recognition and artificial intelligence. Why y'all look like y'all having a good time? Look at this guy. They look like they're having a great time, bro. What is going on there? Every single one of them. So this is truly data harvesting at its peak, y'all. You guys signed up for this? This band is doing this? Now again, y'all, this is soft disclosure to all of you guys who love going to concerts, man. Something bigger is coming with this. But then again, it looks like you guys are all having fun and you guys are for this, y'all. The shift is here, man. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Talk about hacking computers, hacking smartphones, hacking bank accounts. But the big story of our era is the ability to hack human beings. And by this I mean that if you have enough data and you have enough computing power, you can understand people better than they understand themselves. And then you can manipulate them in ways which were previously impossible. And in such a situation, the old democratic system stopped functioning. We need to reinvent democracy for this new era in which humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. There is a lot of talk about
free will for humanity is over, says the man that thinks everyone should just be getting high off drugs, playing VR games for the rest of their lives. UBI. What do you think?
It's a shadowy game. It's a shadowy game of deception. You know what I mean? It's like a shadowy game of deception. Your enemies want you to be living like Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception. You know what I mean? Because they keep switching shit around you. You know what I mean? Like they funny like that. You know what I mean? Like they switching shit around you. It's like Dark City. You know what I mean? Like if you go to sleep, they build it around you. You know what I mean? So when you wake up, shit is different. You know what I mean? Slightly off a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like you got to be Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception, because you know what I'm saying? They're always trying to unlock that safe that's hidden in your data bank. You know what I mean? They always looking for the information, is what I'm trying to say. They want to know shit. They want to know what they can steal when you're sleeping. Basically, that's what they do. They're information thieves. They like to come through and steal shit when you're sleeping. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's a trick. It's like Inception.
In horrendous but not surprising news, the official United States Department of Homeland Security Twitter page was made in Israel and is connected via Israel's Android app. This is coming at a time where Nikita Beer, the chief director of product strategy at Twitter, was implementing a process where everybody could view where accounts are based out of, and a United States government page was based out of Israel.
I believe the only reason why we have deja vu and the only reason why we meet certain people and we feel familiar with these people is simply because that person is you. Every person that you meet, every person that you work with, every person that you sit next to, every person that lives down your street, your neighbor that lives upstairs or downstairs from you is you. Have you ever heard of the egg theory? Understand, when you die, you are reincarnated. But if you don't know what the egg theory is, I'm going to tell you. So basically, you are the only person in this universe, okay? I know it sounds crazy, but you are the only one that exists. Everyone that you see around you is something that you make up in your head because you feel like you don't want to be alone. You feel like you have to have people around you. That's why when you go outside, you see people, you meet different people. But the part that's kind of spooky is that you are low-key existing on your own, just like I'm existing on my own. And because you are watching this video, you are me and I am you. We are each other, but we are just living in a different parallel universe. We are living in different bodies. You might be watching this video right now, but I'm gonna tell you one thing, you are watching yourself. Because you are me and I am you. That's basically what the egg theory is about. That's why it's a saying that says, you know, be careful how you treat people. Treat people how you want to be treated. It's simply because when you hurt people, you are hurting yourself. When you treat people wrong, you are treating yourself wrong. The person that's living upstairs from you is you, and that person is you. We are all the same people living different experiences, living a different reality. We have different hair, we have different eye colors, but we are all each other. That's why you have deja vu. That's why you feel like, wait a minute, I've been at this place before. That's why certain things feel familiar to you, because you don't remember when you died. You don't remember when you were reincarnated, but it's the simple fact that because you are the only person that exists on this planet, and because your mind, the matrix, is telling you that there are other people living on this planet, that is just what your mind is telling you. But in all reality is, we are all one. We are all one. Every human being that lives in Africa or that lives wherever in the United States, that person is you, because we are all one. We are just all being reincarnated every single day. We are all the same person. We are all experiencing different lifestyles. If somebody was born yesterday, that person is you. Because we are all one, we are just having different experiences. This is why they say don't fear death, because death doesn't have an end. There is no end to death. There's a beginning every single second of your life. By the minute, by the day, by the hour, by the weeks, by the year. You are being reincarnated 24/7. And the crazy thing is, we don't even know it. The egg theory really got me thinking, like, wait a minute, like, this might be true. Because when I did some research on it, I kind of went down a rabbit hole of what the egg theory is. And it's kind of trippy. I don't know, but y'all stay woke.
You just watched another episode from Quantum Cake. Thanks for hanging out with me on this 1 hour bangers. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, share, comment, and let me know what y'all think about this react. If you happen to have any ideas for the next react, drop in the comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out. I'm out.